I said in this house, standing right here, about 3-4 months back, and they laughed at me. They laughed at me. I said that please understand that India's biggest foreign policy challenge has been to keep Pakistan and China separate. And I said here that I am sad to say that you have destroyed the single biggest, most important goal of Indian foreign policy. China and Pakistan are fused like this.
I would like to address some of them. Many of them related to China. That there is a China-Pakistan nexus. And today, sir, people are offering great wisdom on China. In fact, some people have even said that I am not that well versed on China. Sir, I've only spent 41 years in foreign service, only been the longest serving ambassador. But sir, there are China gurus now. One, sir, is honorable member sitting across me. Whose affection for China is so great, sir, उन्होंने एक संधि बना ली थी चाइना और इंडिया की, चिंडिया. तो इतनी मोहब्बत थी सर कि उसको संधि बना ली.
What happened actually? The truth of what happened, because I have to say that. What happened is that the government of India thought they were fighting Pakistan. And when they arrived, they suddenly realized that they were not fighting Pakistan, they were fighting China and Pakistan. Yes. Meaning that the Pakistani army was attached. Pakistani Air Force was attached to the Chinese Air Force. And not only that, the doctrine of the Pakistani Air Force was completely changed. The information available to the Pakistani Air Force was completely changed, and the Chinese were feeding information, critical battlefield information, satellite information, targeting information to the Pakistanis.
ये चाइना गुरु का कहना है सर कि चाइना और पाकिस्तान आज बहुत नजदीक आ गए. सर है, हकीकत है, पर कैसे पास आए सर, कैसे नजदीक आए? नजदीक आए क्योंकि हम लोगों ने बीच में पीओके की धरती छोड़ दी थी. हम लोगों ने सर, ये चाइना पाकिस्तान की बात कब से शुरू हुई? 62-63 से शुरू. 63 में पाकिस्तान ने चाइना को शशगम वैली दिया सर. 67 में काराकोरम हाईवे की प्लानिंग शुरू हुई. 88 में काराकोरम हाईवे खत्म हुई सर. 88 में 86 आप जानते हैं सर किसकी सरकार थी. 67 में पाकिस्तान चाइना का मिलिट्री कोऑपरेशन 67 में शुरू हुआ सर. और न्यूक्लियर कोलैबोरेशन 76, 10 साल बाद. तो जब सर यहाँ के प्रधानमंत्री पाकिस्तान और चाइना 80s में जा रहे थे और कह रहे थे कि इन दोनों के साथ समझौता होने वाले, दैट वाज द वेरी टाइम व्हेन द न्यूक्लियर कोलैबोरेशन वाज एट इट्स हाइट. अब आगे बढ़िए सर. 2005 में पाकिस्तान ट्रीटी ऑफ फ्रेंडशिप, पाकिस्तान चाइना ट्रीटी ऑफ फ्रेंडशिप. 2006 में पाकिस्तान चाइना फ्री ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट. 2013 में ग्वादर पोर्ट की ट्रांसफर. 2005 में हम्बनटोटा पर हस्ताक्षर. 2008 में काम शुरू हो. तो जब आज बात करते हैं सर कि चाइना पाकिस्तान नजदीक आ गया है सर, हमें पता है, हकीकत है, हम इसके साथ डील कर रहे. पर यह कहना कि ये अचानक हो गया और मैं चेतावनी दे रहा हूं और किसी को पता नहीं है, साहब आप हिस्ट्री क्लास में सो रहे थे.
So he does not even understand the basics of warfare. He's talking about two front. That ship has sailed long ago. Speaker sir, how did this integration between Pakistan and China take place? I want to make it clear. There is a center called CENTIAC, Center for AI and Computing, that was built in Pakistan with Chinese help. that was built in Pakistan with Chinese help. And the aim of the center is to integrate the Pakistani Air Force with the Chinese Air Force and make and transform the Pakistani Air Force into a network-centric Air Force. Speaker, sir, as I speak, and since 2021, Pakistani officers, strategic officers have been embedded in the PLA's Western and Northern Theatre Commands. They are sitting there, coordinating. So it is important to understand that you did not have political will, that you did not give freedom of maneuver. But there is another problem. And the problem is that we are now facing not just China, not just Pakistan, but China and Pakistan fused as one militarily.
चाइना गुरु ज्ञान देते हैं कि भाई ये कुछ होने वाला है, ये दोनों जुड़े हैं। अरे कैसे जुड़े, किसके समय में जुड़े, किसने जुड़ाया? और आप जब ओलंपिक गए, आप किन किन से मिले इसको डिस्कस करने? तो सर कल वो अभी तो बैठे नहीं हैं सर, हमारे माननीय संसद सदस्य चिदम्बरम जी, उन्होंने कहा सर, उन्होंने पूछा मेरे से कि आप चाइना गए तो आपने क्या डिस्कस किया? सर मैं चाइना गया, whatever I said, whatever I did was public, it was open, it was clear. Sir, I discussed terrorism, I discussed de-escalation, I discussed restrictions on trade which China has put. I made it clear that relations with China will develop only on the basis of three mutuals: mutual interest, mutual sensitivity, mutual respect.
New normal. New normal is the chief architect of Pahalgam is having lunch with the President of the United States. New normal. Now there's another new normal. There's another new normal. Fantastic idea. I don't know whose it was. At the end of the operation, by the way, the operation is still going on. They have declared victory, but it's still going on.
I want, sir, to now come to where we are. Now, I used, sir, the word new normal. I understand there were some objections. Some people thought it's not the right word. I will rephrase it, sir. There are two normals. There is a Congress normal, which I spoke about, and there is a Modi normal. Okay? And let me tell you, sir, what is the Modi normal? The Modi normal is terrorists are not proxies. Number two, cross-border terrorism will get appropriate response in our way at our time. Three, talks and terror will not go together.
Please, John Britas.
If there are talks, it will only be about terror. Number four, we will not give in to nuclear blackmail. And number five, terrorism and good neighborliness cannot go together. And therefore, sir, blood and water will not flow together. And I know some members raised some issues about it, but I want to say, dams may have taken years to build before. This is Modi government. Things are different. You will see the change on the ground.
This explains why in his entire discussion yesterday of 1 hour, the defense minister did not say the word China. Yes. This explains it. Yes. And let me read the quote from the External Affairs Minister. Look, China, are the bigger economy. What am I going to do? As a smaller economy, am I going to pick a fight with the bigger economy? It is not a question of being reactionary. It is a question of common sense. Meaning he is scared. Meaning he is scared. And this is the point. The point is that we are now facing in front of us Chinese and Pakistani fusion.
that talking to the United States or being in touch with the United States is itself a problem. Now, the fact is, over a period of time, if you look at our history, you look at world history, countries contact each other at such times. And look at ourselves. I will not talk about what happened in 1962. What were the letters written after 1962? Because even today it hurts me to read what Pandit Nehru wrote to John Kennedy after 1962. But let me refer to 1971. That when the fighting started, Prime Minister Indira Gandhi writes to President Nixon that in this hour of danger, the government and the people of India seek your understanding and urge you to persuade Pakistan to desist forthwith from the policy of wanton.
Please, nothing will go on record. Sanjay ji, baith jaiye, please. Will you speak?
From the policy of wanton aggression and military adventurism that they have unfortunately embarked upon. May I request Your Excellency to exercise your undoubted influence with the government of Pakistan to stop their aggressive activities against India.
Please let him speak. आप उनकी बात सुने आपको मौका मिलेगा जवाब देंगे. प्लीज हर बार खड़ा होकर डिस्टर्ब. संजय जी, ये गलत परंपरा है. आप अपनी बात करते हैं, दूसरे की बात सुनने को तैयार नहीं है. प्लीज ये जिम्मेदार आचरण नहीं है. ये संसदीय मर्यादा नहीं है. आप अपनी बात कहेंगे, दूसरे की बात सुनने को तैयार नहीं है. बिल्कुल नहीं. आपकी इच्छा अनुसार कोई बात कहेगा. प्लीज शक्ति सिंह जी बैठे. आपने अपनी बात कही, दूसरे पक्ष को सुनिए. प्लीज आप बोलिए. Nothing will go on record. Please, आप बोलिए.
Now let me come to what were the contacts between India and the United States. So on the 9th of May, Vice President Vance called up the Prime Minister to warn him that there was, in the American assessment, a massive Pakistani attack which would come in the next few hours. Prime Minister listened and made it very clear that if anything like that happens, it would get a fitting and appropriate response from our side.